Hello, sunshine. Thank you so much for joining Being Awesome with Yvette, where I write and share messages to uplift and encourage you to want to change and do the will of God to become a stronger and better version of you. Today, the message is strength for the journey. The scriptures out of Psalms 18:32. It is God who arms me with strength and makes my way perfect. We don't like it, but we all will endure things or situations that will cause us pain. We have to pray every day and ask God to give us the strength to endure, because without challenges, we will never grow or know how strong we are and what we can do. And instead, thank God today also for the knowledge and the wisdom we need to face on our journey. Guys, there was a time in my life where I was struggling with I was going through a divorce in a state where I didn't have family. My family, the closest family member was 6 hours away. I was going through a bad divorce. At that time in my life, I'm not going to lie, I've never been by myself. Meaning I've always had family and friends around. And this is one time I was going through something. And I was in a dark place. I'm not going to lie. And at that time, I had to learn that I was in these different groups in my church, attending different groups, trying to find help, healing, attending recovery groups. I was in a lot of different things looking for answers to my pain that I was going through, the loneliness that I was feeling, going through a divorce at an older age, being here alone. And guys, let me tell you, at that time, I couldn't tell my daughter the truth, didn't want to tell my mom the truth that I was going through a divorce, because I had done built my husband up to be an amazing man. So to tell them now that here I was divorcing this man that behind closed doors was not the man that I portrayed him to be, was hard. But I had to do it first. I had to leave him. And when I did, God was with me the whole time. But I couldn't see it because I was still in pain. But yet, everything that I was doing, it was nobody but God. Nobody. The transition was smooth, but at the same time, I was still hurting. I'll never forget, I was in a group, a divorce group. I can't remember the name of the group, but it was. And I heard these ladies talking, and they were crying, and I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going through a divorce just like me. Come to find out, they have been hurting for over 20 years. Yes. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just hurting, just going through this for the last, at the time, it was like 2 or 3 months. And I'll never forget, one of the ladies pulled me to the side and said, I don't want you to be like me. Because I was a bad, just emotional wreck. But one day, when I left the group, she pulled me to the side and she spoke to me. And she says, I don't want you to be like me. I need you to pray. And I need you to take scriptures, put your name in it. Like this scripture was, it is God who gives Yvette the strength that she needs to make her way perfect. That's what she showed me what to do. She gave me scriptures and she told me to go home and put myself in the scripture. Don't use the words I. Say Yvette. Say my name. Say what it specifically was. And so I did. Guys, let me tell you, that changed my world. God gave me the strength and the knowledge and the wisdom, guys, to show me that in the midst of my pain, He used me. When I tell you God used me, He's using me today still. I started out 5 years ago sharing messages, these daily messages that I share. I am now today sharing them with over 700 people every morning. That's nobody but God. But it was because during my journey of hurting, I learned how to trust God and depend on God to give me the strength that I needed to get through. It wasn't easy. I still had bad days, don't get me wrong. But when I truly read the scriptures and put my name in it and talk to God, help me be my defense. Those were my words. Be my defense. I'm not strong enough to talk to my ex without crying. I'm not strong enough to talk to people without crying. Be my defense. Help me. Give me the strength I need to get through. Then I asked God to use me through my pain to help someone else. Because during my pain, the same lady said, this is the time God will use you in your pain to help someone else. I'm not going to lie. I was like, God is not finna use somebody like me, broken, a mess, a basket case. But let me tell you, in the midst of that pain, God used me. He gave me strength for my journey. He gave me the strength that I needed. Not only did he give me the strength to help me, but he gave me the strength to help so many other people that was starting over. And guys, starting over is not always going through a divorce. Starting over can be, it could be breaking up. It could be also just stepping back in your marriage, in your relationship. It could just be stepping back and reevaluating yourself and starting over, building your relationship with God, building your relationship with yourself. Starting over is not always about you divorcing or breaking up with somebody. That's what we make the mistake at too. A lot of people are divorcing their spouses or breaking up with somebody because they feel like they're in a dark place, they're hurting, they're too broken. So they got to work on themselves. Guys, nowhere does it say you have to work on yourself alone. It says trust God, depend on God. It doesn't say you have to do anything alone. Because whether you know it or not, the person that you're with, they're on their own journey. And sometimes we just got to step back and work on us. And in the midst of working on us, still be there for somebody else. Just because we are broken doesn't mean we're still not able to love and give someone else. We can't give them the full, but guys, but when you trust God and you depend on God, it teaches you to not focus on yourself so much. Because in the midst of all your pain, let me tell you, God can show up and show out. God gave me that. He gave me the strength that I needed on my journey to become the woman that I am today. And let me tell you, I still have bad days. I really, really do. But let me tell you, I now have something that I didn't have before. I have a relationship with God. That's it. I have a relationship with God that I didn't have before. And because of that relationship with God, it has allowed me to not walk around hurt, bitter, angry, playing the blame game. I no longer blame my ex for what he did. No longer. Because I know who I am now. And it's only because of what God did in my life. So I'm here to let you know, come take this journey with me. Strength for the journey, that's nobody but God. But let me tell you, he has surrounded me with some amazing people to help me on my journey. Let me tell you, every day is a new day. So if you're going through something right now, trust me, God will give you what you need for your journey. Guys, you don't have to close doors on people. You don't have to. Just because someone you're involved with may not be on the same path and they may not believe, that doesn't necessarily mean you got to walk away. Because no two people are going to be on the same journey, guys. No two people. And I'm sorry, the journey that you're on is your journey. The journey that the person you're with, that's their journey. Stop asking God to change other people because you're changing on your journey. That's not how it works. It's you and God. It's not you, God, and them. It's you and God. God's using you on your journey. He's using them on their journey. He may not want them to change because you want them to change. He may want you to change so he could show you something different. Because when you become different, you see different, you think different, you talk different. Guess what? And you don't respond the same way. But is that to say the person that you're with is a bad person? No, that doesn't say that. But guys, just remember, God will give it to you. He will give you the strength that you need, but you got to ask. And while you're asking, focus only on you for your journey, for your journey. If your relationship is kind of rocky, again, pray for God to give you the strength that you need to help you on that journey. Because there's something in that mess that we don't see that God is trying to show us. I promise you. Because when God gives you the strength for the journey and closed doors and open doors, it will be smooth. There will be no confusion. There will be no stress, no frustration. So if you're contemplating leaving someone because you think it'll be better on the other side, stop for a second. Stop. Just pray. Ask God to give you the strength that you need to endure. Because when he gives you that strength to endure, he will give you the strength to face whatever it is, whether it be for him to remove you out of the situation or for you to stay in the situation. Come take this journey with me to have a better relationship with God, yourself, and the people in your life. Thank you for listening to Being Awesome with Yvette. Please like and subscribe. Join me for another message tomorrow. Again, thank you for listening to Being Awesome with Yvette. Have an awesome day.